Developing story, an enormous mistake causing chaos and terror in Hawaii. Emergency management officials say this emergency push alert warning about a ballistic missile on its way to Hawaii was a mistake. The emergency alert sent to cell phones says in all caps, ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii, seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. A Hawaii Emergency Management Agency spokesman now calling it a false alarm, this causing panic on the islands and across social media. People running toward malls, going into the basements of hotels and taking shelter inside homes.
False alarm was sent to cell phones and to TV and radio. We investigated, and as soon as we became aware that it was an error, we took action to send the notification that it was a false alarm. This should not have happened. We are investigating the sequence of events that occurred. An error was made in emergency management, which allowed this false alarm to be sent.
Another major criticism tonight, how long it took Hawaii Emergency Management to fix their mistake. They did not send out a corrected push alert notification for more than half an hour. However, the agency did post about the false alarm on Twitter sometime before that. Now, a lot of Hoosiers are in Hawaii right now, some vacationing, others living there. I just spoke to Bryce Blade from Indianapolis. He was on the island of Oahu with his fiance and in their hotel room when he saw that emergency alert on his phone.
We sprinted down the stairs, and then once we did that, we started asking the hotel staff, where do we go? What do we do? What's the policy? Where's your bomb shelter? And they had no answers for us. It seemed like they hadn't gone through this or had any sort of drill or training as to what we needed to do or what they needed to do. So we ran out onto the street, tried to find a bunch of people, figure out where we needed to go to be safe to find shelter, because obviously that's what the alert said. We saw a few people sprinting towards the mall. One guy, actually a few people had picked up their pets, like their dogs, and they were sprinting towards the mall as well. So we figured there'd be shelter there. We get there, we start talking to the security officer, where do we go? And he said, we don't know. Basically, they didn't know what to do. So we just kept looking for shelter, trying to find an elevator that went down, below ground level to, get off the street. Couldn't find any. We were calling 911. Eventually we got through. Obviously all the lines were tied up, and then, they had informed us that it was, a mistake. It was false information.
Right now, the North American Aerospace Defense Command is investigating exactly why Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency made this colossal mistake.